Hello and welcome to another episode of Jenuine Healing Down Under with your hosts, me, Marvin Schneider, and there she is, Jen Ward, in pink and purple and various other things. Oh, and I've got a pink shirt on.
We match, babies.
Matchy matchy.
Yep. Hi, babies. I'm really excited about this one. This one will be a good one because I don't want to blow your thunder, so you talk and then I'll receive. You can.
Baby, you're not going to blow my thunder, but you might steal it.
Okay.
No one blows me. There you go.
Not even me, babies.
Babies, this is a family show, just as a reminder. We actually do have some younger people that do this daily rejuvenation tapping.
So. Oh, okay. Well, trust me, if they're older than 10, they understand exactly what we're talking about.
I know, and that's actually a bit of a tragedy, but there you go.
I remember when I was the older experienced aunt to the two little nieces, and they were like 10 and 11, and I was trying to explain sex to them, and I was trying to say, well, there's ways to like be intimate without being intimate and stuff, and I was trying to be really coy and jump around, and then the 11-year-old goes, are you talking about blowjobs?
All right.
You can cut this out, babies.
No, we'll probably keep this one in.
All
right. This is episode number 31 of our Daily Rejuvenation series. It's the series of YouTube videos that we put out for free and encourage you to use as part of your daily practice to keep you grounded in your spiritual life, heal your body, mind, and soul. That's what we're here to do. And everything that we do in Jenuine Healing and on Jenuine Healing Down Under is all geared towards that, healing your body, mind, and soul, and uplifting 8 billion people on the planet. It's just a small task, but we're up for it.
Absolutely. You know, once you say everything we do, I want to sing a Bryan Adams song, don't you?
Go on. I know you're going to do it anyway.
Look into my eyes, you will see what you mean to me. Search your heart, search your soul. When you find me there, you'll search no more. Can't tell me it's not worth fighting for. Can't tell me there's nothing you want more. You know it's true. Everything I do, off key, I do it for you. You want the crescendo? Do you want the second verse,
drum roll? We might forgo the second verse because we try and keep these episodes short, sharp, and sweet, and to the point.
We're trying to keep the people we got.
Well, yes. You'd think that, when people are using these videos as part of their daily practice, you'd think that they'll watch it from beginning to end. But anyway, I get to see all the viewing statistics, and unfortunately, that's not quite true. So sometimes we just need to keep people's attention.
Wow. I didn't know people weren't watching the whole things, babies.
No. All right. This is episode number 31. It's called A Thirsty World. Interesting title.
So people are taught to not receive. They're just taught that it's wrong to receive. Like if you try to offer something, you want this, you want a bite of my sandwich? I don't know. People will say, oh, no, thank you. Maybe they don't want a bite of your sandwich because of germs and saliva. But if you offer a gift, like I have a friend, Therese. Are you familiar with my friend, Therese?
I am indeed. I think everyone that watches Jenuine Healing Down Under is familiar with Therese.
Poor Therese has post-traumatic stress disorder and dealing with me when I tried to give her something. And she would like say, oh, no, Jen, that's okay. And then what would happen is I'd get very angry because there's this process that goes on When there's a gift to be given, it's an energy exchange. And when I have something to give her, it's up to her to be an open circuit to receive that gift. Otherwise, the circuit shuts down, and then that's can cause a reaction. See, I see the whole world as a circuit board. And the purpose of the circuit board, you know what those circuit boards look like? The little green things with all the wires and the.
Baby, so I'm an electrical engineer by training.
Okay. So maybe you can
It's like
describe
that. It's like that woman who perceives in energy. She was asking you, whether you're familiar with chakras.
Okay, got it. I got how I offended you. That's good. Okay, and touche. And so the thing is people. The whole point of the world is to be an open circuit board where you don't have all these little closed little circuits. And you see it in the world where people are tribalism or hating or war. It closes down the circuit boards. And the more that you can receive, like just things like compliments, like, oh no, if you give someone a compliment and they say, oh no, I'm ugly or whatever, when you say they're beautiful, if they can learn to just relax their atoms and receive the energy of that instead of like closing the circuit, it can help open up the whole world.
Now, you're going to have to explain to the listener the distinction between receiving in gratitude, where the giving of it was done, with a noble intent, and other kinds of receiving from expectations, because you rile against, birthdays as, traditionally a lot of people think about birthdays as being an opportunity just to take, and they're succubus for, whatever. So can you help the listener the distinction between the two? Good.
Yes, it has to do with intention. And the more you do it the more you can perceive an energy, you can tell. You can tell when you have that ugly aunt who's going to like regift her a Christmas gift and just give you anything that's around the house. You can tell that that's not a real gift. So, of course, there's nothing to shut down. That's not really a real gift. It's just an obligatory thing. I'm talking about when something is from the heart. Now, I have this sister who is really wonderful at outflowing, and she will compliment everybody, right? She spent time with me, and at one point we were walking down the street, and she smiled at someone, and she just stopped and says, "What a pretty bracelet," right? And the woman just pulled away and didn't receive it. Now, the sister's reaction was, "What? She couldn't even appreciate me like that, and she expected me to think, how dare she not appreciate that gift?" And I said, "Hey, you were putting expectations on that. You gave her that compliment and you wanted to be fed back with her reaction. So it wasn't unconditional, it was transactional. So when you give, it's to outflow."
Right. So, so the thing is that it is unconditional giving and receiving in gratitude. How's that?
Absolutely. So it's important to teach our children how to have boundaries, right? And how not to be manipulated. But they also have to learn how to outflow when they can. Like this example that came through is a 3-year-old will be proud of themselves that they can be shut off a faucet, right? Any poor bastard can learn to shut down the faucet. And that's what we can do that's what we do when we refuse a gift. But when the child becomes 5, he'll be proud of himself that he can go out and water the whole lawn. So in our development, we don't want to be like the 3-year-old and just shut all the faucets. We want to be the 5-year-old and expound and give to everyone.
There you go. What a great story. All right. Can you help us understand why you call this episode a thirsty world?
Because the world is starving. People are starving for simple kindnesses. Now, me being in a strange world right now, I'm in a strange country. We go out in the park, and anyone who's nice to me, who is kind and says a nice word to me, I am so grateful. It's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot. And I remember doing healing work back a few years ago before I met you. And I was so exhausted after doing a radio interview with Brother Weeze. Hi, Brother Weeze. He's in Rochester.
Mm.
And so I left the studio and I was so broken down. I was so exhausted. I could hardly walk. I went to the store and someone caught my eye and they just smiled at me. And when they smiled at me, my body stopped hurting and I received so much from that smile that I was able to get up and walk out without being bent over. So these little things that we think are of no consequences are huge.
So it's fascinating when you're talking about being in the dog park and, anyone with a smile that, there's so much gratitude because you are in a foreign land and you're still getting your sea legs, basically getting used to your sea legs. Do you want to tell the story about the encounter that we had at the dog park yesterday with the woman with well, it was a purebred dog, but it originally looked quite scruffy to us. Do you want to tell that story?
Well, I think the person was an adept. I think she knew that I needed an interaction because here in Australia, there's a cultural thing where you're not demonstrative. You mind your own business and you don't go out of your boundaries into other people's space. You're very respectful. Am I wrong?
You are very respectful. That is definitely true. But that we are also very culturally, we're very open and friendly in exchange. So that's that. But we don't sort of get into people's personal space and pry into
Right.
their personal lives, those kinds of things. So yes.
Right. So this woman was at the park. There was no one else at the park, and she comes out of the fog. Actually, she came from the other dog park, which was a chain link fence between the two big dogs and little dogs. So she came over to our part, and she drove 100 miles to be just at this dog park for her dog. And she was beautiful without being pretty. It was hard to describe. She was not old. She was not young. There was nothing. She was like a female Crocodile Dundee, just a likable, agreeable person. I know he's a caricature, but I have no other reference point for Americans because they don't know he's a caricature yet. They think I thought he was a real character. I didn't know he was a caricature.
Right. So so this woman, she was really interesting. She had a timeless presence. So not old but not young. Beautiful but not overly pretty. In from a shallowness sense. She was quiet but thoughtful. Those kinds of things. Her dog was a purebred but scruffy.
Confident, confident and not arrogant. It was like
And
I get
so,
to, yeah.
yeah,
So
so there were all these. Sorry.
I'm able to read people's energy. So, and I can't always turn it off. So when I see people, I basically know their issues. I can see their past lives. I can see their pains. I can see their complaints. I can see it all, and it's like tiresome. This woman had nothing but just peace and joy. She talked to me. She asked me about me. She talked to me and she could understand me. So it was really interesting because most people here, I don't know if you noticed, they talk to you and not me. But she made a
Hmm.
point of interacting with me and told me how she liked Americans. And it felt like it was a really powerful healing. And then we had this experience with out of the blue, which whenever something happens out of the blue, it means there's an importance to them. You want to tell them what happened, babies?
Yes, but before I do that, I want to talk about another characteristic of this woman, and that was that she's 100% in the moment. So, she doesn't have a highfalutin career. I don't know what her living circumstance is, but she basically travels around the world to help produce documentaries. And she described herself as being the camera carrier. It's almost like a porter that carries all the the cinematographic equipment in creating nature and conservation documentaries all over the world. And so, but she just lives completely in the moment. Now, the interesting thing is that towards the end of the interaction, the dogs were barking, and I was looking at what were they barking at. It was like there were no other dogs around, but they were clearly agitated. They're barking at something, and lo and behold, this turtle had wandered into the dog park and was hiding underneath its shell. Right, so it was his neck had all sort of been, and his legs are under the shell, and the dogs are just barking incessantly at the turtle. And so this woman, she picked the turtle up. It did pee all over the place, and it did manage to pee on Jen.
Who
it
doesn't?
Did pee on you. Who doesn't? And so she just grabbed the turtle and put it into the lake, the pond of the lake.
So when I was telling Therese about that story, she saw a lot of wake and dream symbolism in there, because we have this big place that we're trying to uplift consciousness, and then it's almost like people are like turtles trapped in their shells, and then you try to help them, and they have to be lifted up over the fence and taken into freedom. I don't know. It was Therese's thoughts, not mine.
All right. Anyway, that was an interesting encounter. Yes, she may well have been an adept who just appeared and then moved on in the midst, just to be part of our in the moment experience in the dog park. So there's that.
So here's the thing. I've been talking to her in energy, and I was telling her that I would like to see her again today. So if we go to the dog park today, I'm hoping that she'll be there, and I'm just telling her that I just needed another visit.
All right. Shall we do the tapping part of this episode?
Yes, Santa.
Thank you. So, Jen, you're going to be providing a series of SFT taps, they're powerful statements to the universe. I will be repeating them on behalf of the listener. You're going to be following along with me. We're going to be repeating these statements 3 times while continuously tapping on the top of the head, a 4th time while continuously tapping on the chest, and a 5th time while continuously tapping on the abdomen. Nice and easy. That's how it's done. You don't have to think too hard about it, but follow along and make it part of your daily practice.
First one, we release shutting down the love in all moments.
We release shutting down the love in all moments. We release shutting down the love in all moments. We release shutting down the love in all moments. We release shutting down the love in all moments. We release shutting down the love in all moments.
We release rejecting our base nature in all moments.
We release rejecting our base nature in all moments. We release rejecting our base nature in all moments. We release rejecting our base nature in all moments. We release rejecting our base nature in all moments. We release rejecting our base nature in all moments.
This next one conjures up a song, but we release hardening our edges in all moments.
We release hardening our edges in all moments. We release hardening our edges in all moments. We release hardening our edges in all moments. We release hardening our edges in all moments. We release hardening our edges in all moments.
Do you know that song it was?
You're gonna harden my heart. You're gonna follow my tears.
I'm gonna turn and say, good job, babies.
Was I right?
Wow. Yes. Crying on the corner, waiting in the rain. I swear I'll never ever wait again. I gave you my love, but all you did was something. Okay. We release relinquishing our childlike nature in all moments.
We release relinquishing our childlike nature in all moments. We release relinquishing our childlike nature in all moments. We release relinquishing our childlike nature in all moments. We release relinquishing our childlike nature in all moments. We release relinquishing our childlike nature in all moments.
Darling, in my wildest dreams, I never thought you'd go. But it's time to let you know. Take it, Marvin. Oh,
You're gonna harden my heart. Oh, I'm gonna. I don't know.
I'm gonna
She was
swallow my.
morning and I was nighttime. I one day woke up to find her lying beside my bed. I softly said, "Come take me." For I was lonely, in need of someone, as though I'd done someone wrong somewhere, but I don't know where, I don't know when, come lately. On with the taps.
Oh, babies. That's beautiful. Just sing the little chorus.
You are the sun, I am the moon, you are the words, I am the tune. Play me.
Babies, I'll play you anytime you want.
It's a family show.
I'll play you like a fiddle, babies. We release trading in our creativity for mandates in all moments.
We release trading in our creativity for mandates in all moments. We release trading in our creativity for mandates in all moments. We release trading in our creativity for mandates in all moments. We release trading in our creativity for mandates in all moments. We release trading in our creativity for mandates in all moments.
We release relinquishing our love for our life in all moments.
We release relinquishing our love for all life in all moments. We release relinquishing our love for all life in all moments. We release relinquishing our love for all life in all moments. We release relinquishing our love for all life in all moments. We release relinquishing our love for all life in all moments.
We release the insanity of being a grown up in all moments.
We release the insanity of being a grown up in all moments. We release the insanity of being a grown up in all moments. We release the insanity of being a grown up in all moments. We release the insanity of being a grown up in all moments. We release the insanity of being a grown up in all moments.
We release the interruption in our play in all moments.
We release the interruption in our play in all moments. We release the interruption in our play in all moments. We release the interruption in our play in all moments. We release the interruption in our play in all moments. We release the interruption in our play in all moments.
We release being inducted into adulthood in all moments.
We release being inducted into adulthood in all moments. We release being inducted into adulthood in all moments. We release being inducted into adulthood in all moments. We release being inducted into adulthood in all moments. We release being inducted into adulthood in all moments.
Can you feel Angela loving that tap?
Yeah.
Yeah. We feel you, Angela. We release foregoing the simple pleasures of existence in all moments.
We release foregoing the simple pleasures of existence in all moments. We release foregoing the simple pleasures of existence in all moments. We release foregoing the simple pleasures of existence in all moments. We release foregoing the simple pleasures of existence in all moments. We release foregoing the simple pleasures of existence in all moments.
We release getting pulled into the insanity in all moments.
We release getting pulled into the insanity in all moments. We release getting pulled into the insanity in all moments. We release being getting pulled into the insanity in all moments. We release getting pulled into the insanity in all moments. We release getting pulled into the insanity in all moments.
You know what's insane is how warm it's getting here in Australia. Just saying. We release hanging on for dear life in all moments.
We release hanging on for dear life in all moments. We release hanging on for dear life in all moments. We release hanging on for dear life in all moments. We release hanging on for dear life in all moments. We release hanging on for dear life in all moments.
We relax our atoms into childlike wonder in all moments.
We relax our atoms into childlike wonder in all moments. We relax our atoms into childlike wonder in all moments. We relax our atoms into childlike wonder in all moments. We relax our atoms into childlike wonder in all moments. We relax our atoms into childlike wonder in all moments.
We release the fear of failing in all moments.
We release the fear of failing in all moments. We release the fear of failing in all moments. We release the fear of failing in all moments. We release the fear of failing in all moments. We release the fear of failing in all moments.
We act out of the rigidity of the hierarchical system in all moments.
We opt out of the rigidity of the hierarchical system in all moments. We opt out of the rigidity of the hierarchical system in all moments. We opt out of the rigidity of the hierarchical system in all moments. We opt out of the rigidity of the hierarchical system in all moments. We opt out of the rigidity of the hierarchical system in all moments.
We relax and surrender into divine love in all moments.
We relax and surrender into divine love in all moments. We relax and surrender into divine love in all moments. We relax and surrender into divine love in all moments. We relax and surrender into divine love in all moments. We relax and surrender into divine love in all moments.
We are safe in the uncertainty of expanding beyond the mind in all moments.
We are safe in the uncertainty of expanding beyond the mind in all moments. We are safe in the uncertainty of expanding beyond the mind in all moments. We are safe in the uncertainty of expanding beyond the mind in all moments. We are safe in the uncertainty of expanding beyond the mind in all moments. We are safe in the uncertainty of expanding beyond the mind in all moments.
We consciously exist in the heart of existence in all moments.
We consciously exist in the heart of existence in all moments. We consciously exist in the heart of existence in all moments. We consciously exist in the heart of existence in all moments. We consciously exist in the heart of existence in all moments. We consciously exist in the heart of existence in all moments.
Take a deep breath.
What else?
I think these were pretty intense. I think sometimes they seem underwhelming from the title or whatever, but I think the ones that take people by surprise, like labels. The last one we did was labels. What does that mean? Or being thirsty. What does that mean? These are the things that are breaking away that consciousness, almost like the human consciousness is this brick wall, and these ones that don't seem to mean much are like digging out the grout between the bricks to like get to higher consciousness.
Yeah. See, the thing is that our titles, we don't generate our titles for clickbait purposes. We don't generate our thumbnails for clickbait purposes. So my sense is that the the real juice is in the meat of the content of the video and doing the work. And so, you know, if you're picking and choosing in which of these daily rejuvenations you want to do, you're probably doing it the wrong way, is my sense. And there is something about the regularity of it, the commitment to keep doing it every day, and going through the the practice from beginning to end, and not sort of channel hopping and yeah.
Right. And here's my joke. If we wanted to do clickbait, we would do tabs on the Kardashians every other day, or Taylor Swift and Kelsey. I forget his last name.
I don't know. Should I end the song as we wind up?
Yes, babies, please.
And so it was that I came to travel upon a road that was thorned and narrow. Another place, another grace would save me. You are the sun, I am the moon. You are the words, I am the tune. Play me. There you go. And then I could do another one of those.
Yeah.
You are the sun, I am the moon. You are the words, I am the tune. Play me, as we fade out into the orchestral fade.
But that's beautiful because you think you're just doing this skit, but as you're saying, can you do that play again and make it even longer?
Play me. Do, 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 do.
So that's not just gratuitous and that's not just poking fun. You're actually pulling people out of the human consciousness. People are a vibration of sound and an emanation of light woven together into form. When you take that beautiful song sung in love, you're drawing people out and you're allowing them to collapse in the human consciousness and be the light and love they're meant to be.
I should let everyone know that one of the things that we do, amongst many other things that we do on our regular weekly Genuine Healing Open House Zoom calls, for those that are part of the Genuine Healing community, is we do show and tells and songs and sing-alongs and various other things. So it is part of everyone that's on the call picking a song, singing it. No one cares what you sing like. It is all just part of the expression and the outflows. So, and then sometimes we sing songs, sometimes we do a show and tell, just something that happened, and the great ways to connect with your tribe.
Absolutely. And you know what I'm going to say, right?
No.
And sometimes when we touch, the honesty is too much. So I have to close my eyes and cry. I want to hold you till I die, till we both break down and cry. I want to hold you till this fear in you subsides. So we do part of a humor skit. I think we're kind of funny together.
Well, let's let the listener decide. Why don't you put in the comments whether you think we're funny or not?
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to come back, babies? We might actually surprise ourselves.
Babies, yes. Please, the 3 viewers that we have, please comment.
Oh dear, we need to build the audience, but there you go.
We're competing with Kim Kardashian's ass. I told you we need a sex tape. That will do it, babies. That will burn us into people's consciousness like nothing before.
And you'll never be able to unsee it. That's the thing about it.
Never again. Boy, do we have stories.
We do. Not to be shared in this public hall and venue. No. These hallowed halls. Oh my God. All right. Thank you, Jen. Thanks to the listeners for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. You know what you need to do. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.